Good morning. Welcome to my Tireside chat. It's been a while since I made one of these. Maybe a week. I don't know. Let me fix that. It's crooked. Yeah, what do I have to talk about today? Today being Tuesday, July 25th. August is almost here. We're almost done with July, thank God. And we just got to get through August. Running my AC to death every day. That's what I'm doing every day. I'm really glad I paid to get it slightly mended. It needed a new fan motor and Freon recharge. I guess the Freon was really low, so it wasn't working that great. Last year, we noticed. It was struggling to keep it at 80 degrees in the house when it was 105 outside, 107. Days like we've been having recently. Actually, recently it's been up to like 110, and now that we've gotten that done, which it cost me a pretty penny to get that done, but it's something that you only have to do every 7 years or so. Those fan motors go out. They just do. I had to replace one at the last house like 2 years or a year or two before we moved. And that's how much it costs. It's stupid. It's just an electric motor, but because it's proprietary, and like no matter which air conditioner you have, like you have to buy that brand of motor. Like I talked to the HVAC guys that serviced our house both times, and said, hey, I went out and found like a similar motor, like just searching the internet. Can I just like somehow modify that and put it? They're like, no, you can't. They make it so that you can't. And those other motors, like maybe it would be like $200. These are like $1,000. We used to have people in this country like Ralph Nader who were all for consumer protection and would prevent that kind of shit from happening. But we have, if it wasn't for that, things like that, and the government being overcharged for contracts, no bid contracts of Halliburton and Blackwater and all those companies that, literally, I'll get a text. They made a stab at that in the original Independence Day movie. Was it Jeff Goldblum's? Who's the guy that plays his dad in that movie or whatever? And he picks him up and he was like, well, you don't think they pay $50,000 for a toilet seat and $20,000 for a hammer, do you? And he kind of looks at him like, and the president, he said that to the president in the movie. The president kind of looks at him like, well, yeah, they do. They really do. Because that's what contractors charge the government, and the government just pays it. We pay that with our tax dollars, and those contractors get away with murder. And if it wasn't for stuff like that, there's so much waste in government. Because people who get into power give these contracts to friends of theirs in whichever industry they're favorable to, that pays for them to get into office. That's the way the world works. That's the way it works, however that song goes. That's the way the world works. That's how the world works. That guy's great. Anyways, well, I kind of went off on a tangent there. I got my AC fixed and it's working very well. Thank you. That's all. It's been. We had a couple of days over the weekend where it was 110, and I was actually able to manage to keep it at like 76 in the house. Just crazy. It's like 34-degree difference between inside the house and is this guy gonna go? Yep. Oh yeah, you got the SRT10 engine, dude. Go for it. Yeah. Yeah, so that's what we're doing here in Fresno. Enjoying this hot weather, and this thing is not very stable, is it? It's just shaky. I apologize. I'm not using my GoPro. GoPro is great, but it's so much easier for me to upload videos to YouTube directly from my iPhone and the YouTube app. The GoPro, I gotta like copy it to my phone for it's like 1 or 2 extra steps. And you know what? I don't have that kind of time. I use the GoPro for certain things. When I made that video of me going to work in Henderson a couple weeks ago, a lot of that was on the GoPro. When we actually went to the Hoover Dam and everything, I was walking around with the GoPro. It's good for stuff like that. But anyway, what else is going on? Going to work. Work's getting to be. It's getting to be a little busy. My cup runneth over, I'd say. We've got a number of, we've gotten some of the bigger projects out of the way. Now we've got like a number of, I don't say like smaller, but working on upgrading all of the conference room systems and equipment, which was like, we've got like another 6 or 7 conference rooms across the company and multiple offices. And each conference room is kind of its own animal, depending on how the table is set up, what TVs it has, and et cetera, et cetera. So we got that going on, and then just like day-to-day things that come up, and it's like this with every job that I've taken. Like the first couple of months, it's like you're getting acquainted, and it starts off kind of slow, and then gradually you take on more and more responsibility to figure things out, get the lay of the land. I'm gonna start making changes, and I do it to myself. Really, that's what I'm trying to say here. I guess I do it to myself. I walk in and say, "Hey, that's broken. You guys should really fix that." Oh. I mean, okay, I guess that's gonna be me that fixes that. All right, fine. Oh, and that too. Did I say that out loud? Okay, I gotta fix that now. It's like, damn it. All right, fine. I'll work 50 hours this week and 80 hours next week. Nice thing is I do get overtime, so that trip to Vegas when I worked like 9.5, I worked like 13 hours over the weekend, and then like 10 hours on Friday, and then another 9 hours on Monday. And I got a little extra money there, which is cool, which is good, because we decided to book a trip to Pismo, P-E-E-E-Z-M-O, late August. It's like Friday the 25th, and we're gonna go for 3 nights. And my buddy Tim's gonna be there. We're taking the kids. We'll take them out of school. Although Kyrie is gonna be at City College, and they're, I don't think, I guess, well, as of right now, the current class schedule, they don't have anything on Fridays, and then like they're only Monday classes until the evening, so they don't really have to miss any school at this point, unless the schedule changes. Dean will just take him out of class because, what, screw it. And it's usually never a problem with him because his grades are always so good, and he's always doing so well in class. Like, the teachers don't mind if he takes a couple days, or even if he's gone for a week, you just take a packet of homework and then we just do it before he gets back. It's fine. We haven't been to Pismo. We haven't been to Pismo with the kids. Jeez, when was the last time we went with the kids? I'm trying to think where we stayed. Oh, well, yeah, we took them to the Seacrest. That was like earlier this year. Like 6 months ago? Yeah, it's too long. It's just too long. It's just so damn expensive. I mean, it gets worse and worse every year. We'll see. Maybe part of me is like hoping that the economy just crashes. I mean, and then things get cheaper because people aren't going to be able to afford to travel. They're not going to have the credit anymore to borrow money to go on these extravagant trips and pay $500 a night to go to Pismo Beach. And unbelievable. Like, I don't understand people who go to Disneyland and stay at the Grand Californian Hotel, which is like $1,000 a night for a cheap room for like a week, and then do Disneyland every day, and and with their kids. A, exhausting. B, expensive. You spend 10-15 grand on a trip to Disneyland. I mean, I guess like if you're from the East Coast or something, or a different state, you've never been there and you've been planning it for years, yeah, cool, go all out. But like people who live in California that have been to Disneyland 30 times like I have, I mean, it'd be cool, but I can think of a lot of other things to spend $10,000 on. That's the hard thing. We would like to do that eventually, but we'd have to get to the point where it's like spending $10,000 is, oh, that's chump change, big deal, let's go. And yeah, we can both just take off for a week. Even then, like, wouldn't need to go for a week, like 3 days, like 2 or 3 days. And yes, Danielle she's much more of a Disney fanatic than I am. I'm not like, I wouldn't by any means call myself a Disney fanatic. I enjoy going there. It's fun. I have fun every time we go. I like that it makes her happy, and I always have a good time, and the kids always have a good time if we take the kids. And if we go meet friends, we meet Marilyn and Brandon there, and we love hanging out with them. That's always great. But yeah, my first choice, if I was going to spend $10,000 on a vacation, and use some of my airline miles that I've just got sitting with American, but yeah, then I'd want to go to Europe or Japan or something. Let's do that. Thank you. We should do that at some point. We keep saying that. Well, we're going to use because I've got, I don't know, like 100,000 miles with American Airlines, which it used to be when I got that, because I got an American Airlines credit card when I was working at Flowway. I think I've had it like 5 years now, and when I bought that because I could use it for expenses at work, which made me think I got to do an expense report today still. Anyways, I bought that. At the time I bought that, it was you got 60,000 miles bonus if you put $3,000 on the card within the first 4 months or whatever it was, which I easily did. Like, I expensed 1 or 2 trips to Texas, and I got 60,000, and they advertised it as, so that's 60,000 miles was enough for 2 round-trip tickets anywhere in the domestic United States. Now, that won't get you that. It's the inflation on your airline miles has gone up 50%. I'd say that 90,000 miles. If I wanted to go to New York and get round-trip tickets, it's tough to find some. And you're not going to get the greatest flights. I mean, I have to go back and check again. But the last time I looked like a month or 2 ago at doing that, just out of curiosity to see what it was like, looking at going to New York or Chicago or Hawaii again. We did use my miles once, because I was up to like 150,000 miles, and that's what we used when we went to Hawaii a couple years ago for Danielle's friend's wedding. And it was like, we flew out of LAX, and I think it was like 75,000 miles round trip. But we drove down there and then stayed the night. And flying right out of LAX, that's the other thing too, is going from a major airport like that as opposed to leaving Fresno. So I guess, we just gotta stop living in Fresno and things will be cheaper. Travel will be easier. I should get on that. Alright, well, it's been 15 minutes. That's a long enough video. I'm gonna go inside and get some work done. I don't see my boss's car here yet. All right. Well, maybe it'll be nice and quiet. I got a lot to do. I kind of don't want to do anything. I don't want to go to work. I'm just gonna leave and drive up to the mountains. Is that weird? I don't want to go to work. I'm gonna go have some tea. Maybe I'll feel better. I need some motivation. All right. Bye, everyone. Have a great day.